All right, folks. I think I got a few loyal viewers out there. Hopefully I won't lose them because I'm jumping the shark today. We're going from the 70s and 80s. We're jumping the shark all the way to 2002. So we got the fall preview 2002 here. We're going to get right into it. And when I first looked at this, I thought that was Urkel. It's Bill Bellamy, who pretty much is Urkel. Let's be real. Bill Bellamy's one of those guys who thinks he's cool or tries to be cool. He's a nerd. He's Urkel, man. And deep down he knows it too. Let's get into this one. Fall preview 2002. Do you guys remember what was going on back then? Alright, this is pretty cool, this little fold-out thing, and I don't think these are all new shows, these are just like premieres, which is kind of cool. We got our girl Jill Hennessy. What else we got? Frasier, In-Laws, with Dennis Farina. Hidden Hills. Hopefully we'll see what some of these are. You guys remember Ed? West Wing, of course, Friends, Scrubs, Will and Grace, Good Morning Miami, new comedy. Alright, let's get into this one, because this is just an ad. This isn't really connected to what's new and what's not. Without a Trace. Oh, Poppy Montgomery. What show was... Oh, Without a Trace. I don't know. I'm somewhat confused, but I remember that name. As you guys know, I'm a 70s and 80s guy, so when I get into 2002, I am out of my element. And I start misremembering things. Fall preview 2002. I think we're going to have some pretty good write-ups. Crime Wave. Oh, this is just talking about CSI Miami. Check this out. They're doing a whole cartoon and stuff. Alright, I'm getting triggered right now. What are they talking about here? Head to head. Oh, Chicago Hope versus ER. Okay, that's kind of fun. So they're going back in time, like when did they have, I guess, two similar shows or something. So they got Michelle Lee going up against Emma Samms. Who would you all choose? If you watch my channel, you know I'm choosing Emma Samms. Matt Houston versus Miami Vice. That's kind of fun. And then they got Mr. Red versus Ren 1010. Oh, Adventures of Champion. Okay, I've never heard of that one. And I guess those shows went up against each other according to them on Friday nights. Best new show, Boomtown. I like that show. Hope they'll talk more about that. I don't know if it holds up, but I remember really liking that show back in 2002, 2003. All right, we're getting right into it. New shows. Premieres September 29, 2002. Boomtown. I dug this show, man. Maybe because of her. It had Marky Mark's brother on there, the new kid guy. That kind of looks like Jennifer Aniston, but it's not. Sort of a cop show, but it just had a different vibe to it. I can't really describe it. But yeah, I like that show, and it only lasted like a couple seasons, unfortunately. I think the best way to describe it, I don't want to linger too long on this, is if you remember that movie Crash, where they had like these various intersecting people. I feel like Boomtown kind of had that sort of writing to it. Man, I forgot all about her. Shame on me for forgetting about her. I think that's Lana Parrilla, but I'm not sure. American Dreams. Wish that wasn't so small. Let's see if we can read a quick write-up on that. I don't remember this at all. I don't remember either of these. 1960s are about to descend on the Pryor family. Helen. Yeah, I can't see who's in it. Oh, here we go. Gail O'Grady. Okay. And then Brom and Alice with Alfred Molina and Traylor Howard, I guess. Brom is a cad, a womanizing writer. Alice would be author. Suddenly she's the daughter Brom never knew. Uh-oh. Sounds kind of fun. It's a little half-hour sitcom. The Grubs. We're learning stuff here, folks. I'm sorry to be like surprised on every one of these, but we're learning stuff, so it's all good. Never heard of the Grubs, but that's what's her name from Taxi? Carol Kane. Is that Randy Quaid? Yeah, Randy Quaid. And a couple annoying looking kids looking like they're straight off of NSYNC or something. Alright, got some ads going on here. They're kind of mixing the ads with the content to fool us. Oh, this is neat. Shows from the past. Bonanza. Alright, we all remember CSI Miami. CSI was a pretty big sensation, maybe the year before. They spun it off, and yeah, it was pretty good. And then they really started to saturate all these shows after a while, but this is when it was still somewhat fresh. Girls Club. I mean, lucky him, man. Yeah, Gretchen Mol. Huh. Yeah, again, some Fox show. Everwood. This looks fun with Treat Williams. Chris Pratt was in it, I guess, before he became, for some reason, an action star. Vivian Cardone. Let's see what the write-up says. Drama begins when a widowed neurosurgeon shucks his career, moves his kids, sullen teenager and adorable 9-year-old, to Everwood, Colorado. Opens up a free clinic. Sounds like a good premise to me. Guess it was just a lot of competition back then. Half and half with our girl from Heathers. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, this show lasted for a few years. Half and half, at least a couple years or more. There's Jamie Gertz, 80s star. What was your favorite 80s Jamie Gertz movie? Some Still Standing show. I kind of remember that. A little sitcom. These are what was new in 2002, y'all. Again, this is kind of cool that they're going back, which I've never seen them do before. So there's our guys from Big Valley. Look at how young Linda Evans was. Smothers Brothers. Some dude with... Oh, that's Gidget. Huh. All right. We all love Gidget. Oh, I vaguely remember this also. Bonnie Hunt. Yeah, she had her own little sitcom. I don't know much about it, or I don't think I ever watched it, but Bonnie Hunt's very charming. Always has been. You either have charm or you don't. You can't fake it like this clown tries to fake it. You can't fake it, man. You either have charm or you don't. Here we go. 8 Simple Rules. Come on, folks. We got what's her name? Kaylee Coco. We got John Ritter, R.I.P. Katie Seagal. And the other sister was my cup of tea. Let's put it that way. I guess her name was Amy Davidson. But yeah, it was a fun show. Good dynamic between Ritter and the 2 daughters. I think it lasted a few years. Maybe it lasted until he passed away. I don't remember. I think it maybe did. I think they tried to bring in somebody else. And not in a cheap way, just to kind of keep the show going because it was a well-loved show. All right, we don't remember this one. You remember him in Snatch, fun movie. Haunted, don't remember that one. Maybe because, they didn't put any stars in it. Hidden Hills, I think some people like this, one of those nighttime soap type deals. Yeah, there's some semi-known stars there. I can't rattle off the stars' names like I can from the 80s and the 70s. They don't seem to have, maybe because there's just so many channels, everything kind of got saturated, Back when there were 2 or 3 channels, you had big pillar stars. Okay, anything with Andy Dick, come on. Even though we got Sarah Rue in here, who's great, and we got Eric Roberts. But Andy Dick is, he's box office poison. We all know that. That's not even debatable. Yeah, check out these old. These are cool, man. There's a. Why is he got? Okay, I got to read that. I think that's Shaft, Starsky and Hutch. Yeah, these are some cool pictures. Why is Jodie Foster here? I got to read on this here. If it tells us quickly. Jump to it. Paper Moon. Okay. So they did like a TV show based on the movie, I guess, because the movie was Tatum O'Neal. And we love Jodie Foster, but nobody can replace Tatum O'Neal. Birds of Prey. I like this show. Call Me a Sucker. So do you guys remember like Smallville came on maybe the year before this, and it was kind of popular, so then they came out with this. And I dug this. I don't really care for Shamar Moore, but the girl who played like Huntress or whatever, she was cool. I think these shows because they're sort of like supposed to be superhero shows, they tend to turn into soap operas, and that's the problem with them. But I like the initial launch of it before it became a soap opera. Yeah, here's Nerd Boy. He gets to hang out with Tiffany Amber Thiessen. I remember this. They were trying to be like kind of like Crockett and Tubbs or something, but they get real. Cedric the Entertainer Presents. Huh. I don't remember that one. Variety show. Oh, yeah, that's a bad idea for the 2000s. Variety shows was like the thing in the 70s. Oh, wow. I almost forgot about this. Yeah, I think it was pretty terrible, even though I like Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, Twilight Zone into 2000s. Wow. The MDs. Got a couple pretty good actors in that. But again, so much on. Some shows lasted like CSI Miami, and a lot of these just probably came and went pretty quickly. Like Presidio Med with Dana Delany. And I always liked her on Law & Order Criminal Intent. I like girls with freckles, man. And there's Gwyneth Paltrow's mom. So she spawned Gwyneth Paltrow upon the world. Judge her as you will. I know I will. Yeah, I think this Presidio Med lasted a little bit. Probably because Dana Delany. But I don't think it lasted too long. Dana Delaney's timeless. Come on, folks. Look at Doogie, Hill Street, Tom Hanks. I'm going to do a spoiler for you guys. You guys are here for it. If you watch Tom Hanks' early career, like he's supposed to be this funny actor, all he did was yell. All he did was yell his lines. And this went on for years. His movies, Turner and Hooch, all that kind of stuff. Without a Trace, yeah, Poppy Montgomery. Okay, it's coming back to me now. That other photo of her was kind of weird. Yeah, this show caught on. Like I said, these CSI type shows, they became a million of them. But Poppy Montgomery carried that show. This guy was excellent too. Anthony LaPaglia, he's great. He's got charisma. But we were tuning in for Poppy. This guy was cool too. But again, one of those like detective type, forensic, whatever you want to call it. I think Poppy like had extrasensory perception or something, but you know, it is what it is. Family Affair. This looks kind of nice with our guy from Office Space, Lumbergh. Slept with Lumbergh. I don't know who the kids are. Let's see. Family Affair. See again. Corny 60s domestic comedy. Adorable Orphans. Caitlin Watch. Sasha. Okay, I don't recognize any of those. She kind of looks like the girl from My Two Dads, but obviously not. Dinotopia. We'll just keep moving here. We'll keep moving on Dinotopia. Do-Over. Wow. Yeah, again, this is, there's so many channels. There's WB, there's UPN, there's FX is making original programming. So I lived through this, and this brings no recall at all on this one. Push Nevada kind of rings a bell. Scarlett Corvette, I guess is her name. Good Morning Miami. I do remember this. Suzanne Plachette. TV wonder can Jake Silver has been wooed to come rescue a cellar-dwelling morning show in Miami. I don't know about that concept. There's Drew Carey show. There's Dharma and Greg. Come on now. Mulder and Scully. John Doe. Yeah, that was a pretty solid show. You guys remember that show, John Doe? I like that show. This guy had some charm. Let's read the write-up because I can't remember how to really describe it. I think he could sort of take on people's, kind of like mimic people. That's why he called him John Doe. It says Fox tried to recapture the X-Files vibe. Western-style space adventure. Oh, John Doe. Oh, here we go. Awakened in a disoriented desert island. Mystery man is walking encyclopedia of arcane knowledge. Doesn't know about his own identity. Uses his gifts to help local police. Yeah, it was better than what it sounds. It was pretty cool. Yeah, this guy would like solve stuff and sort of adapt. And he was kind of like a chameleon or whatever. Firefly, is that? Yeah, so this show for sci-fi fans is kind of a favorite. And then What I Like About You with Amanda Bynes. So yeah, this show caught on, and Firefly is a fan favorite for some with Bree, is that her name? And of course, this guy and what's her name? Sorry, I'm terrible with these names in the 90s. Nathan Fillion. What was her name? Oh, Summer Glau. She went on to do that Terminator show, which was cool. And I'm not sure her name, but she was in, was it V? Or she was in some other show that became successful a couple years later. But people like Firefly, because I think it was Joss Whedon or whatever. Hack, I remember this. It was decent. That was then. I do not remember that one. Looks like they're trying to be like American Pie or something there. Oh, you guys remember this? Oh, Robbery, Homicide. Okay, I'm gonna have to talk about this one. Greetings from Tucson. Father still knows best. This show came and went, and it was excellent because Michael Mann was the guy behind it. And this is impossible to find, and it was outstanding. I think it ran 1 year, maybe not even a full season. Robbery, Homicide Division. It was excellent. I don't know what else to say about it. It was gritty. It was filmed in kind of a different way. Had excellent actors, including Sizemore, even though he kind of went nuts around this time. This was an excellent crime drama. Didn't catch on. I don't think it even ever came on DVD or anything. So if you put in Robbery, Homicide, you can't even find it on the internet now. It's too bad. I remember one episode in particular was just outstanding. Yeah, thank goodness I was there and saw those when they came out, because it's gone now. Is that our girl Jessica Alba? It sure is. Come on, you guys spot Jessica Alba a million miles away like I can. There's the Gilmore Girls. I've never seen Alba rocking a red skirt like that on Dark Angel. I don't know about you all. The shows you won't see. Okay. If it's just text like this, I'm not going to sit here and read it. I guess Georgetown is one of these shows. Corsairs. Baby Einstein. This was right before everybody got hooked on devices, so you still had books. Kids would still read. R.I.P. kids that can read. Pax. Body and Soul. Yeah, these ones from like the 2000s, they kind of jam stuff in, and it's hard to tell. I'm guessing these are new shows here, but they just kind of jam them all on one page, so it's hard to know exactly if these are the new shows or what. Cable. MTV's Osbournes. So maybe that was the first year for that Osbournes show. I'll admit I watched some of those. I'll admit it. I guess these are new shows too, just like cable channels. Don't recognize any of those. Uh-oh, I remember that show. Is this the Scare Tactics? Yeah. If you guys remember Scare Tactics, that show was insane, man. They would do stuff that would like scare the mess out of somebody, possibly get somebody a heart attack. She was great. She was just the host or whatever. That was a nuts show. They tried to bring it back like last year, and it's just not the same. Just looking at some of these other ones. iDetective. Yeah, Ultimate Collectors. This is where, you get all those cable channels. There's Wayne Brady. Adventure Inc. Star Hunter. We might see a couple that caught on. I'll try to look for them and call them out if I see them. Oh, these are TV movies and miniseries. Okay. Who's that girl? Oh, is that Molly Ringwald? Sure is. She went blonde and fooled us. See how easy it is? Kermit. Alright. I think there's going to be some more cool stuff in here in terms of... I wonder if they'll cover any like the HBO stuff. All right. Talking about some movies. That's interesting. I guess these would be premiering on TV at that time or something. What do you guys, what's the verdict on the Mission Impossible movies? I know what my verdict is. Kids. Pure genius. Oh, Jimmy Neutron. See, this is what's kind of throws you off about these. I don't know why they did it this way. Instead of putting Jimmy Neutron, which people would recognize, they put pure genius, and you're like, what is that? And then you got to read the little italicized stuff to see what they're even talking about. Yeah, because see, they got clued in. I think they might be talking about Blue's Clues. Ozzy and Drix, Scooby-Doo Christmas, Baby Looney Tunes. All right, here's the primetime schedule. So they're featuring the big three plus Fox and WB. Guess I don't know if UPN was still around or they just not. Oh yeah, there's UPN. That's weird. Maybe UPN didn't have anything new on Sundays. Okay. We might have to come back to this if we don't spot some stuff. Although they don't have like FX and stuff on there, so. Here's Jenna Elfman. There's The Sopranos. Maybe the most overrated show in television history. Although that could be, was it Breaking Bad? Might be a tie between those two. Look at all these channels, folks. Yeah, the landscape has changed, and that's why we didn't recognize all those shows, because you got to fill all these time slots. All right, we're into Saturday, but we'll probably see some fun ads. And we'll see the primetime lineups. So, more to come. Sailor Moon. Are any Sailor Moon fans out there? I think that's a good show, I think. I've only seen a few of them. Adult Basic Education. Discover Wisconsin Magazine. Tama and Friends cartoon. Stargate Infinity cartoon. I wonder how that was. Ultraman Taiga. Fillmore cartoon. Jackie Chan Adventures cartoon. Lizzie McGuire coming on in the morning. I guess people would watch that. Pokemon. I think Pokemon really blew up in like late 90s. I think by 2002 you had Digimon and all kinds of stuff. Wild Thornberries. Yeah, we'll try to spot in the prime time some other channels like FX and stuff, but we'll see what we see here. Looks like Big Brother's on, that reality show, The District and the Agency. Pretender, we talked about that in another one I went through. Mutant X. Dog Eat Dog. Just checking here. It's interesting how they got it separated. It's kind of weird. They got like Green Bay and then Milwaukee over here. So they're kind of duplicating some of these channels in the grid here, which is kind of weird. Let's see. TV Tales. Real World. I don't see too much else there. Looks Looks like they're going. I got an old John Wayne movie on. Trading Spaces. You guys watch Trading Spaces? Is it all staged or what? I know that American Pickers is all staged and the Pawn Stars. Unfortunately, things like that are just completely fake. 3 Men and a Little Lady. Oh, I didn't realize. I guess at some point, 3 Men and a Baby, they did one called 3 Men and a Little Lady. The District, 2-part crossover. Mutant X, Powerful Mutant. I wonder if that's supposed to be like X-Men type stuff. I don't remember that. Talking Heads are on Austin City Limits, but that's good. We got Nash Bridges. All right. Saturday prime time. Let's see what's going on Sunday. PAX playing New Orleans, so that's what's going to be on. And I think these are, yeah, look at this. It's 2 pages worth of stuff, which is fine. Bloopers, 60 Becker. I talked about Becker in another one. I kind of dug that show. Charmed and Angel. Enterprise, I think that's that Star Trek Enterprise show. I'm a Trek fan, but that one wasn't that great. Chuck Jones, Tex Avery. All right. Tex Avery did some crazy cartoons, man. Crazy in the best way, too. Seventh Heaven. Lots of movies. Junkyard Wars. What's FX doing? Restore America. Okay. Maybe on the weeknights they'll have something. Still doing candid camera. Yeah, before cell phones and everybody started recording stuff and YouTube, these shows were still kind of relevant. But now, you know, once people could record stuff themselves, these shows were kind of tame because you'd see some more crazy stuff just on YouTube or whatever. You guys remember this with Achy Breaky Heart guy? Man, I think that lasted several seasons too. And there's Richard Thomas, right? Yeah, and Elizabeth Lackey. It's on some channel called, oh, looks like it's just on a VHF channel. So new H2. Okay. Law and Order Criminal Intent. That was my favorite of the Law and Orders. With Private Pile. There we go. Oh wow, it premiered in 2002. How about that? Historic night right there. I like Jamie Lynn. But yeah, I've said my piece on that. This is cool though. Imagine not knowing what this was and watching it for the first time. So it looks like Sunday, September 15th, 2002. Wow, did this premiere at that time too? I didn't realize Curb was that old. I thought Curb came out in like 2006 or something. Yeah, I can't tell if it's a new or if it's already, looks like it's already been out because it's winning Emmys and stuff. I didn't have HBO, so. The Mind of a Married Man. Does it say who's in it? I can't see here. Oh, it's new episodes, so I guess it's a series. Let's see, does it say 10:30? Maybe I'll try to see who's in it real quick. because I've never heard of this, and it's not one of the ones you hear about from HBO. Peter Pan. M. Ibbott Walsh. Yeah, I can't tell. Terry Nichols maybe is who that is? I don't know. Not a very good write-up. Oh, Sonia Walger. Alright. Got some DVDs. Let's see if there's any big enough to... Yeah, these super tiny little pictures, so... Yeah, there's Billy Ray. Let's just call him Miley's dad. Let's not even give him the benefit of having a name. There's Miley's dad. Yeah, I guess season premiere. It doesn't say series premiere, though. You guys ever seen that movie, More American Graffiti? So we all know American Graffiti from George Lucas, and they made like a sequel. I think it was pretty terrible, but Siskel and Ebert liked it for some reason. D.L. Hughley, pretty funny stand-up. The Rob Nelson Show. Jeez, I guess it's like a talk show. I guess if you were a kid in the early 2000s, this is what you were watching. Little Bill, Bob the Builder. Teletubbies is still on. Huh. I wonder how long that stayed on. I'm sure there's some good reruns and stuff on during the day, on a weekday, but it's just a wall of text here. I don't want to read through it all. Monday night. We got Monday Night Football. We got an NFC East matchup. King of Queens, Yes Dear, Becker, Crime Scene Investigation, Seventh Heaven, Everwood, That 70s Show, Crossing Jordan. Yeah, it was lots to watch. Third Watch, One-on-One with our girl from Heathers. Some Monday night, lots on, man. Back then, I just caught stuff when it was on. It was kind of before DVRs really caught on. So I would usually try to catch King of Queens. Just checking the cable channels. I mean, we got repeats of NYPD Blue. We just see if there's any original programming on. Packers Blitz. Crib Crashers on MTV. I bet this was prime time to have TV Land. TV Land now seems to be caught in like a cycle of the same 5 shows or whatever. But back then, I bet they showed a lot more. Because they got Love Boat, Munsters, I Love Lucy, Andy Griffith, Leave It to Beaver, all on one night. Secret Chambers Revealed. Look at Jessica Biel. You guys tuning in now? Huh? And then Body and Soul. I guess this PAX is some kind of channel? I don't know. Mary's new guy has a lot in common with Dad, like his age. Uh-oh. Jenna Elfman's in a movie. She's obsessed. Yeah, I'm not sure when Dharma and Greg, like when they peaked. Maybe this was, seemed like it was around this time, maybe a year or two before. You guys remember Third Watch? I saw an episode of that recently. It's still good for what it is, you know. A good cast, a wide variety of people on that. All right, Monday night. Sopranos. Yeah, wait, I guess that other show. Let's see what's going on Tuesday. 8 Simple Rules. And I guess that would be a brand new show in 2002. Life with Bonnie. Push Nevada. Regis and Kelly Prime Time. Jeez. Jag. Guardian. I've talked about Guardian in another one. Judging Amy. Gilmore Girls, Smallville, there you go. 70s Show. Buffy. Some good shows coming on in the early 2000s. I mean, I'd definitely go Guardian there. Judging Amy was okay. I think Amy Brenneman just, she's got such charm that she carried that show. NFL's Greatest Games. Just scanning here to see if anything else coming on like regular weeknight on some of these other channels. HBO, Hearts of Real Sports with Brian Gumble. Yeah, here we go. 8 Simple Rules. You guys remember that show? Did you like it? I did. Oh, I guess these are the 8 rules. That's fun. I never saw them all written out like that. Yeah, we know Kaylee went on to, what is it? Whatever that show was that's so popular. The one about the nerds. I can't remember the name for some reason. Life with Bonnie. They're pushing it. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if this caught on or not. I had my few select shows like King of Queens that I would watch. Yeah, there's Push Nevada. I feel like she's been in other stuff. From Ben Affleck? Why does he have anything to do with it? What's the deal with Ben Affleck, y'all? Oh, Project Greenlight. Okay. I'm trying to see her name, but they could do a better job of writing these things up. And the old TV guys, I hate to keep harping on it, the write-ups would be very clear. This, I can't even tell what her name is. Is it on here somewhere? It's got a guy's name, Derek Cecil. I don't know. Just Cause again. Smallville. Did you guys watch Smallville? What was her name? There's the girl that played like... It wasn't Lois Lane either. It was just like some girl he went to high school with. I can't remember the names. And they're not written here. Alright, Viva Las Vegas, Real World. Yeah, by 2002 I was out of watching the Real World, but early 90s I was guilty of being pretty addicted to it for a few seasons. I remember Puck. Dude was a legend. Alright, let's see what's coming on Wednesday night. Latin Grammy Awards, Enterprise. There's Miley's dad again. It's old Miley's dad. My Wife and Kids. Big Brother Latin Grammys. Ed, remember that Ed show? West Wing was pretty huge. And I guess that Twilight Zone with Forrest Whitaker. And FX, still nothing. I'm very confused by that. Guess Matt Damon's hanging out with Bernie Mac. In hindsight, you guys give me your opinion, because I know my opinion. Was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, were they forced upon us? Like, they had that one good movie, Good Will Hunting, that they supposedly wrote. They didn't write that movie. Because if they wrote that movie, why didn't they ever write any more movies? So other than that, were they forced upon us? I mean, I like the first Bourne Identity, but that's about it, man. I'm voting yes. These guys are a psyop. Oh, okay, I was going to say, this isn't the series premiere. This is the season premiere. They got the captain looking like a Borg, but we know they didn't ever bring the Borg into this timeline. Locutus. Yeah, look. Come on, this is Urkel, man. Look how hard he's trying to be. I'll always roast that guy. Yeah, Latin Grammys would have kind of... This would have been one of the first times. Around this time is when it took off. We got Shakira on there. And we got, shoot, what's her name? I definitely recognize her too. Yeah, look at this. How corny. I mean, this guy's all right, but you got a nerd up here trying to look like he's Tubbs or somebody. All right, Wednesday night, we saw some stuff. Eliminate. You guys remember that dating show on MTV called Next? It would have been on around this time. It was a hilarious show. I mean, you know, it's kind of trashy TV, but it was kind of fun. Guilty pleasure. All right, Push Nevada. They're pushing it. They got it on back-to-back. Survivor Thailand. Jeez, I was probably still watching Survivor at this point. Getting all invested in it and stuff. Family Affair. Jamie Kennedy Experiment. That, from what I remember, that was kind of fun. From what I remember. Friends, Will and Grace, ER. Friends is a full hour. And not much on the regular channel, cable channels. Emerald. Around this time, I would have been watching Giada De Laurentiis or whatever her name is on that cooking channel. Any Giada fans out there? Circa, 2004. Yeah, look at this, Survivor Thailand. I might have been out by this point because I don't recognize any of those clowns. Sopranos. Maybe they knew they had a hit on their hands. And R.I.P. What's his name? Because he was from what everybody says, he had a really big heart in real life, like a really big-hearted person. All right, now still don't know her name because they won't tell us, but it is what it is. Yeah, Jamie Kennedy. It was like a comedy. Maybe they did like gags or. But I don't know. I just remember it being funny for whatever reason. Even though I'm not necessarily a Jamie Kennedy fan. All right, let's take one more. Let's take one more shot. See who this girl is. Push Nevada at 7. Are they going to tell us this time? No, they just said Derek Cecil again. I guess maybe that's Scarlett Corvat or Chorvat. Maybe. Definitely giving her second billing for some reason. Pick any 3. How fresh is that if it's coming by mail? I guess everything comes by mail now, though. All right, we're into Friday night. 2002. America's Funniest Home Videos. Man, okay, so this must have been the era where they just gave up on Fridays. Because in the 80s, Fridays was the time to watch some good shows. Let's get a bunch of news shows, 48 Hours. They got Firefly and that John Doe show I told you about. What I Like About You, Sabrina Teenage Witch, Providence. Yeah, a few things on Friday, but not much. I mean, nobody's watching Carol Burnett in 2002. Sorry. The Omega Code. It's like this PAX channel is at least trying. At least they're trying with some new stuff. Casper Van Dien. There's Reba. Amanda Bynes. It's too bad Hollywood got to her because she was probably a sweetheart, and you just don't. That's a tough town, man. Tough town. It'll eat you up. There's a great song by this group called what are they called? But the song is "Rock and Roll is a Vicious Game," and it probably could apply that to acting too, right? Like rock and roll is a vicious game, man. Sabrina Teenage Witch. Firefly. Yeah, we love some good sci-fi, so, you know, that show was well liked. I don't know about this one, but they were trying. They were trying some different stuff. Rock and roll is a vicious game. Yeah, I'm telling you, this John Doe show was solid, in my opinion. And he was like kind of intense, but, you know, it worked. It worked. All right, on Friday night, I used to look for like Friday night videos and stuff, but by this time, videos had become unwatchable. Music had become unlistenable, if that's a word. And yeah, if you saw my other one where I did one from like 2001, they start putting these weird little 1-900 number ad type things in the back, which is kind of crazy. But here we go. We'll get some movies from the early 2000s before we close it out. And they got the little ratings in here, which is always fun. You guys remember The Accused with Jodie Foster and Kelly McGillis? Buckaroo Banzai. I need to go back and watch Buckaroo Banzai. It's like a cult favorite. And I haven't seen it since like 85, so I need to go back and watch that. I've talked about Agnes of God before. Agnes of God fans, leave a like or leave a comment. Appointment with Death. Starring nobody. No, it's an old noir movie or something. Lauren Bacall. Battlefield Earth. John Travolta going completely around the bend. Happens to the best of us. Rock and roll is a vicious game, man. Color of Money, one of my all-time favorite movies. Great soundtrack. Don't Be a Menace in South Central. I recently saw that again. I kind of remember it as like, okay, it's campy. That has a lot of laughs in it. And of course, this is just my opinion, but man, that had more laughs than I remember. So that Don't Be a Menace to South Central, top shelf comedy in my opinion, way better than 2 stars. Fistful of Dynamite. Great Balls of Fire. Oh, that's not the one I was thinking of. Oh, yeah, it is. Jerry Lee Lewis, Dennis Quaid, and our girl Winona. We love Winona. Oh. And there's a few more here. I can't read them all. I'm trying to call out a few that are notable. There's a lot that are notable that I'm not calling out. Like Jewel of the Nile. Some people probably remember that fondly. Less Than Zero, great movie, holds up really well. All right, New Jack City, all-time classic. Mario Van Peebles had lightning in a bottle with that one. I'm not calling out a lot of 2000s and 90s movies here, but I'm looking for some. The Right Stuff. Do you guys remember that, or have you seen it? Gotta watch it. Ruthless People. That's a fun one. Quickly, Ruthless People. If you haven't seen it, and I'm not really spoiling anything, but the whole plot is like Judge Reinhold and somebody else. They kidnap Bette Midler, and they want to like hold her for ransom. So her husband's like rich or something. So they call him. Her husband's Danny DeVito. So they call him up, and he's like, "Oh, I don't care." So then their plot kind of gets foiled because they don't know what to do at that point. It was a fun movie. Silence of the Lambs. Space Cowboys. I made my buddy go see that, so I owe him an apology for having to sit through that Space Cowboys movie. I'm a Clint Eastwood fan, but yeah, it was an old man movie, and he was a good sport. He went with me. Total Recall. Traffic. Traffic was kind of a sensation when it came out. In hindsight, I think it was all gimmick. Virgin Suicides is good with Sofia Coppola directing. In my opinion, I think it's a good movie. I'll do the hot take. I'll close it out with one more hot take because we're done here. Sofia Coppola, better director than her dad, Francis Ford Coppola. Because Sophia's she's got that. She's got Lost in Translation. She's got the Marie Antoinette. She's got like at least 3 or 4 great movies. I guess that's a hot take. But Francis Ford Coppola's only got about 4 good movies, man. He's got Apocalypse Now. He's got The Two Godfathers. I mean, what else? He's got some really bad movies. So, hear me out. Think about it. Sofia Coppola might have just as many good movies as her dad. All right, I'm ending on a hot take. We're just having fun here, folks. We got Urkel that thinks he's cool on the cover. This has been the fall preview of 2002. Thanks for always watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.